Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angie if you haven't been here before. And today I'm going to be doing a fall makeup look on this. So this is just kind of glittery, it's kind of pumpkin-y, it's kind of bronzy. So this look is just kind of a easy, like glam everyday look. So we kept the lip nude, but we could put some glitter on the eyes to just amp it up a little bit. And before I get started, if you like this video and if you like me, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave a like and a comment. It helps other people find me, and go follow me on other social media because I post a lot more on there. And with that, let's just jump into this tutorial, shall we? So right here on my T-zone to start off with, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my finger. And just spread it out like so. And then, because I like to be a little bit more gluey on the edges, I'm going to take this Becca Backlight Priming Filter and put that on the edges of my face. For foundation, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I'm in the shade 125, and I'm just going to take that on the Real Technique sponge and pounce that all over my face. So this is a really good foundation if you're looking for a more matte foundation, but you don't want to be super matte. Did you see that? I just got foundation on my hair. Oopsie. So I am just going to start pouncing that all over my face. Like so. And I always have to bring it down onto my neck because I look super funny. On my chest is different color than my neck and my face. So if I just match my face color to my neck, I still have like a difference there. So I gotta take it way down if I'm wearing something other than like a t-shirt. I think we're gonna build that up a little bit more. I don't know, it's been a little bit since I've used this foundation, so I kind of forget like how much I need, you know? And somehow I've ended up with a speck of glitter on my eyelid, which I don't know how that got there because I don't know the last time that I used glitter was. So for concealer, I'm going with the Tarte Shape Tape. This has just been my go-to concealer. This one is just super full coverage, and we're just gonna put a few dots of it. We're not gonna go too crazy with it today. And we're gonna bring that up onto my eyelids because I am too lazy to use a actual eye primer today. And to set it, I'm going in with my favorite Cover FX Translucent Light Setting Powder. They just had this on sale at Ulta for the 21 Days of Beauty, and I didn't really want to buy anything for the 21 Days of Beauty. And I don't know how I didn't know that this was on sale, but it was half off, and it's normally $34, and I got it for like $17.50, and oh my goodness, this is my favorite setting powder. I used to use this NYC one. They don't carry that in the US anymore. So what do you do? But I've never tried the Laura Mercier powder, but since I found this, and this is my holy grail, and it's like one of those products that like people don't really like talk about that much, I would just rather prefer to use this one because I can trust this isn't going to be sold out. Alright, so I'm going to go do my brows, and then I'll be right back because it's kind of boring to like watch me do that every time. Alright, we are back, and I actually had a pretty successful brow day. Sometimes, like yesterday was a bad brow day, so thank goodness I did a little bit better today. Because bad brow days are the worst. Alright, so now we're going to go in with our eye makeup. So we're just going to use a bunch of single shadows today. This is my Makeup Forever palette. I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to link it down below, but it's super huge. It's way bigger than a Z palette, and it's $14. Look how much I had. So this one is really good. It's really sturdy because it's made of metal, and I just love this palette a lot. So I have a bunch of different eyeshadows in here, so we're going to go in and hopefully I can like get them out to where I can tell you what shadows I'm using. And I'm just going to start off with this Smith 232 brush. Smith has some of the best blending brushes. And I'm just gonna set my eyelids basically with the shade, where are you? This is the shade Blanc from Anastasia. And I'm just gonna use that to set the concealer that was on my eyelid. It's more white, so it kind of makes a better base. Because if you get one, if I use one that's too close to my skin tone, sometimes the colors don't pop like I want them to. And then using that same brush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Peach Smoothie right here. And I'm gonna put it into my crease. That little missing spot that I have was Beaches and Cream, because I actually used up the entire pan, which I haven't used up a single shadow before. But I use that one so often because it's a great transition shade, which so is Peach Smoothie, but Beaches and Cream was my jam. And the next another shade that I'm starting to hit pan on is the shade Bake Sale, also from Makeup Geek. This one I think I'm gonna have to buy like 5 of because I'm obsessed with it. It came out last year for the fall, and I just use it all the time now. And these are super pigmented, so maybe take a little bit more caution than I just did. I don't know why I forget sometimes, and then I'm like, okay, well now I guess we're gonna go back in and blend everything out. Alright, so let's get a bigger, fluffier brush to blend that out. So this is just a Morphe E23, and we're just gonna use that to... So to deepen up my crease, I'm gonna take this shade Tan Lines from Makeup Geek, and it looks like this. And using a Smith 230 brush, this is just like the 232, it's just a little bit smaller. And that's gonna go a little bit lower in my crease, and I'm gonna try to concentrate the color more so on the outer part as opposed to the inner part. And usually I'll bring my eyeshadow down here, but I think I'm gonna take it up a little bit. It's kind of more editorial looking, and I just think it looks really cool. So that is what we're gonna do today. I feel like I'm like shaking because I think I had too much coffee and not enough food. Welcome to my life. And I am probably going to have to like take a break and go eat a sandwich or something, because this is not fun to not be able to control your hand when you are doing eye makeup. And I usually just alternate back and forth between these two brushes, and I'll just blend out with whatever product is left on the brush, just to make sure I don't have harsh lines in between my eyeshadows to give us a nice gradient. Alright, I can't get this shade out, but this shade is definitely Cocoa Bear. I know that one for a fact, so I'm gonna go in with that shade, and I'm gonna put that more on the outer corner, and it's gonna go on my lid as well, just so we kind of have a base for the glitter we're gonna put. So if you have, so I don't really have a lot of like deep dark shades in here, so if you have any recommendations for your favorite from like ColourPop, Anastasia, or Makeup Geek, please let me know. Or you know, if there's some other company that I need to try out their shadows from, you know, just let me know in the comments so I can go expand my collection. Because what else would a Makeup Addict want? But yes, Makeup Geek is some of my favorite shadows. I am obsessed, especially their matte shades, but ColourPop is really good matte shades too. And then I'm kind of feeling like I need to like orange this up a little bit. So I'm gonna take this shade Early Bird from Makeup Geek, and I'm gonna take that 232 brush, that bigger brush, and I'm gonna go into the crease. Because the glitter that I'm gonna use has more of like a orangey vibe to it, more like, I don't want it to be too stark against all the shadows I'm using. So this is just gonna add another dimension to this. And we're probably gonna drag that onto the lids too. So this is the NYX glitter primer. This is my favorite glitter primer because it doesn't, it's tacky to the glitter, but it's also not gonna like adhere to your eyelid to where you can't just like wash it off easily at the end of the night. I think I may have overdone it, so let's take some onto the... Alright, so now that we got that on, the glitter I'm gonna use today, it's from a brand called LA Splash Cosmetics, and this is their crystallized glitter in the shade Long Island. This is what the color looks like that. And I'm just gonna take a brush, this is just a concealer brush, it's a flat brush, and just pack it on to my eyelid. Whoa. So be very careful, it kind of makes a mess, I can't really show you. So I'm just gonna kind of put some into the lid and take it out of there because I don't want to create a disaster here. I'm trying to make sure it's not patchy. So I'm gonna kind of try to see if I can like maneuver it around the eyelid. Like some areas I got it like way too concentrated and in the other areas it's like, yeah, so with the primer, try to be a little bit careful, kind of target the areas you want your glitter to be in, or you're gonna be like me and just have a glitter explosion. But you know, if that's what you're going for, you're good. Alright, so that's a satisfying amount of glitter. I'm gonna put on some winged eyeliner, which I'm also not very good at doing on camera, and I'll put that on and then I'll be back. Alright, we are back. I also put on some mascara because I figured that was boring to watch too. And now we're gonna move on to the lower lash line. So I am just gonna take this Marc Jacobs highlighter. This is in the shade Blacker, like lacquer, and I'm just gonna throw that into my waterline. But I'm only gonna take it halfway in so my eyes don't look super close. And I'm also gonna take it not only on my waterline, I'm gonna take it a little bit on the lower lash line too, so it can blend out with this wing up here, because otherwise you kind of just have it cut off and it doesn't really look like it connects to the bottom. Cute. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with our shadows for the lower lash line, and we're just gonna go back into, I'm just gonna go back into this big guy again, and we're probably just gonna kind of do the opposite of what we did on the top. And going in with a flat definer brush, this one's from Sigma. I'm gonna go into that Cocoa Bear shade again. Just start smudging out on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take a pencil brush now, and I'm gonna go in the shade Tan Line. So we're kind of just doing the opposite of what we did on top. And smudging it out all the way to the inner corner. And again, to do more of like the orangey kind of look, we're gonna go in with the shade Early Bird and bring that in a little bit more as well. And from ColourPop, for my highlight, I'm gonna take the shade Let Me Explain. That is gonna go on to the inner corner. And now we'll move on to the face. So for bronzer, I'm gonna go in with the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. And I'm just taking this Japanesque brush. This is the Kumidori brush, I want to say it's called. And I'm taking that on the foot of it, like so. And this is good for like carving out the cheekbones as well as bronzing up the face, because it's more neutral, so you can do both. It's also very pigmented, so try to keep that in mind when you are using this. So for blush, I'm going to use this Sephora blush. It's called the shade Apricot. I've just been really loving apricot blushes lately. I think because I don't feel like they're as light as like more corally kind of blushes. I feel like this is like the fall version. I feel like this is a really great color for fall. And for highlight, I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Make Glow highlighting powder. This is in the shade Precious Petals. This is one of the original two they came out with, but I would really like some of those other shades. I could use more highlighter. Alright, so we are all glued up. For lip color, I'm using this Nude Sticks Lip and Cheek Pencil. And this is in the shade Whisper. These ones are super creamy. They also have a matte version. I'm kind of like still iffy about that one. Alright friends, so that is the end of this tutorial. If you like this video, if you like me, please don't forget to click the subscribe button down below. Like this video, leave me a nice comment. Go follow me on other social media. And I'll see you next time. Bye!